walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Here are your Week 5 high school football results. In city matchups, number 4 Waverly had a big matchup against number 5 ranked York. Waverly would win in a dominant fashion 28-0, led by Aiden Smith with 3 touchdowns. Lincoln Pius 10th would fall short against Crete in a one-score game, losing 30-26. Crete would come back to win it after being down by 10 in the 4th. Lincoln Northwest would lose to Gretna East 35-7. Millard North beat Lincoln Southeast 49-28. Parkview Christian beat Sterling 26-12, and Lincoln Lutheran would also take a loss to Wilbur Clatonia 42-13. Switching to volleyball on Monday, September 25th, Lincoln East defeated Omaha Marion in 3 sets, and Lincoln Lutheran won over Syracuse in 3 sets as well. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket has moved downtown, and you're invited to join us for New Beginnings. Join us for our grand opening on Thursday, October 5th at 6 p.m. to celebrate our new space with ribbon cuttings and more. Raising Cane's will be on site to provide entertainment and prizes as we bring downtown Lincoln the newest hangout spot for its favorite radio station. It's 93.7 The Ticket's grand opening at the new 11th and O location, sponsored by Raising Cane's. Tune in throughout the week for more information on times.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
This is Adam Carriker on the Ticket.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Adam Carriker.
All right, everybody, welcome in to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. We're a little late getting started today, but that's because VJack, Terrell Farley, my son Jacob, who is to my left. Say hi, Jacob.
How you doing?
We did a little bit of a spillover today. We had a lot of fun. I'm joined now by Mr. Jake Sorensen. Also, Rico is right here. He's running the board, but he might as well join us. How you doing, Rico?
I'm doing fantastic. Nice to finally meet you face to face.
For sure. Dude. I walked right by, so I've seen pictures, but I had not been here inside 93.7 The Ticket before. I walked right by, and Jacob's like, I think it's in there. I'm like, no, I don't think it is. And then I see Rico waving, trying to get my attention. So Thanks for flagging me down.
No
How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing well. Good to see you, man. Welcome back to Lincoln.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
Absolutely.
Good to have you here.
Looking forward to the Michigan game tomorrow. All right, dude. So Terrell thinks we need to run the ball first. I think we need to do something not fancy, but just threaten them deep. Do something to keep them off balance and then get to who we are. What say you?
Well, I think that you're right, but I think you got to do something fancy for that to happen. So I'm thinking some sort of early fake play, maybe a halfback pass, a receiver pass. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be something like, well, that's probably not in the typical play sheet. But if you want them to respect the pass and open things up, you can't let them just stack the box.
Yes.
You're not going to run the ball against 9 guys on a very, very good defense. I don't care how good Harbour can run the ball or Anthony Grant. You're not running the ball on those guys. And early in these games, the first halves, I mean, they've all been tight for Michigan. They have not blown out Bowling Green in the first half. East Carolina, Rutgers was down by 7 at halftime last week. All these games have been close. And so they've done something, all these teams have, to be respectable offensively. So even though Nebraska is challenged, they shouldn't be like overly scared about, hey, well, we can't move the ball, because everybody has done something respectable so far through 4 games against Michigan.
So here's my question for anybody who wants to answer. Okay. So Michigan, we've talked about it previously. VJack, T, Jacob, myself, they haven't been overly impressive through the first 4 games. Georgia's not been overly impressive through the first 4 games. Neither team's really had to be. Now, my question is, are they not as good as we thought they were? Or do they just not have to be that impressive? And tomorrow is the day that, hopefully not, but maybe the day Michigan turns it on. What do you guys think?
Well, this is also their first road game. Michigan has been at home all 4 games so far. So, and I think that you've heard some people say they're excited to leave Ann Arbor and get on the road and maybe test themselves, see how they do in an environment. I mean, we all know the game 2 years ago was incredible. Nebraska lost 32-29. It was a very, very good football game. They were down at halftime. The third quarter was the best quarter of the entire Scott Frost era. They scored 22 points. Had the trick play. Ramir Johnson, a nice touchdown. It was impressive football. We all know how that game ended. But there's probably some guys on that team for Michigan that are still on this team that remember the vibe and the environment and how raucous it truly was in Lincoln. So they might be looking forward to that and want to experience that again. And maybe that can motivate them and get them going. But, yeah, I think thus far they have been really uninspiring despite being the second-ranked team in the country.
Go ahead.
I don't know if Michigan's going to have to turn it on versus Nebraska. No disrespect to Nebraska, but I don't know if they're going to have to do it. It might just be another coach game. I'm sorry. I no disrespect, but I don't know if they're going to have to turn it on.
All right. So can I out you or not? Can I or not? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No.
Okay, I won't.
I mean, you're a dad. Oh, come on. You make the rules, Adam. Here, come on, man.
So he is dressed phenomenally. He's got 93.7 The Ticket hat on. He's got a great Huskers shirt on. The Huskers are easily in his top 3 favorite team.
Oh.
You notice I said top 3.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to ask him who number 1 is?
I want to ask him who number 2 is first.
It's Virginia because I like the colors.
We lived out there because of
that's fine.
The skins. Okay.
I can go with that.
Okay.
Number 1 is Michigan.
How?
How'd you let this happen? What did you happen, Adam?
Okay. You tell him.
Okay, my favorite color is yellow, and I really like the yellow of Michigan, and they've always been I liked them when they were 9-3 or whatever they were, when they were good, not great. And then I just like the fact that they run the ball well. Once Harbaugh started doing it, ever since. It's a little bandwagon, but not a lot.
So in his defense, ever since he's been little, his favorite color by far, I don't even know what your second or third favorite color is. It's always been yellow.
Yellow.
Okay. So then he sees Michigan on the TV screen as a young kid. He's like, oh, I like that yellow. And it's just never gone away. So, and
never corrected it.
I tried. I mean,
not really.
Can you spank a kid for liking Michigan? Is that allowed?
I think so. I think that's fine.
In Nebraska, maybe.
You know, so
you drop him off at the fire station.
Oh man,
you just send a message here.
You know what I mean? So then when Harbaugh, starts running the ball, playing physical football, playing great defense, playing disciplined defense, the type of football that Nebraska fans like, and then he likes that. I mean, how do I get on him? Plus, we know a lot of Broncos fans. He likes the Raiders. He tends to be a little bit of a contrarian, and I love that he doesn't follow the crowd and he does what he wants to do. And I actually, as much as your favorite team is disgusting, I respect it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
that's tough. I mean, but Michigan, like you said, has been very solid now for years. It was kind of dicey the first couple of years of Jim Harbaugh. They almost fired him in the COVID year, but they keep on hang on to him, and it's been lights out ever since. Ohio State beat them twice in a row. Could beat them 3 times in a row this year if they win that game. So kudos to Michigan for not panic firing Jim Harbaugh, by the way. There was rumors that was going to happen in 2020.
That would have been the weirdest firing just because he couldn't beat Ohio State.
That's
Everything
it.
else was fine.
Everything else was
He
fine.
just couldn't beat Ohio State.
And the moment he does, he's one of the greatest coaches in
Exactly.
Michigan history.
I mean,
He's made back-to-back playoffs. He's back-to-back Big Ten champs.
You look at what he did at Stanford. He did way more with less. I know he had Andrew Luck, but name me another player on those teams. Okay. And then he goes to the Niners and he takes them to a Super Bowl. And they had talent. They had some ability, but they weren't the most talented team in the NFL. And then you go to Michigan where you can actually recruit a little bit more. But here's the thing. Michigan fans weren't happy. And it was mostly due to Ohio State. But they still had some top 10, top 15 finishes. They still went to New Year's Six bowl games. They still won New Year's Six bowl games, and they were going to fire him. It would have been the most asinine firing in the world unless he just bombed the last 2 years. It would have been absolutely crazy. So you come back to our head coach. You come back to Matt Rule. What's the vibe that you guys feel, okay, through the first 4 games when it comes to Matt Rule? Because the vibe I get, people like him. People like how he represents the university, the program, and everything that he's done so far. People like that he's establishing running the football, playing good defense. I think universally, most people would say, this is kind of rough to say, but his biggest mistake was starting Jeff Sims and choosing him to be his quarterback right out of the gate. But what's the vibe that you guys feel so far, very early on in the Matt Rule era?
Well, I think people like him. I think they're optimistic about what he can provide. I think they like the fact that it appears to be a running culture. You know, Nebraska fans like to run the ball. Remember, people loved when Callahan came in and did some passing because we haven't seen it for years ever at Nebraska. And then they realized, oh, this is not the way to win. Let's go back to running the ball. Matt Rule wants to be that guy. Now, and Jeff Sims came in as a running quarterback. We knew that guy liked to run. Could he pass? I mean, he was average as a passer at Georgia Tech, but he got him because of his running prowess. And you can run the football. The problem is he just can't hang on to a snap or has ill-advised passes. But in general, through 4 games, I think you have one disappointing loss to, Minnesota was the way that you lost the game was unfortunate. Colorado was unfortunate too, but got out of hand. I would say the Minnesota one's more disappointing than Colorado.
Colorado was unfortunate. Minnesota was brutal.
Yes, absolutely. So I think this through 4 games, fans are pretty on board though with Rule.
I can't get an actual bead on what the fans feel about Matt Rule because you have some. It was pretty easy with Scott Frost. Everybody loved him, even up until the 5th year. Even up until those last 3 games, you still had people who loved him and thought that he was going to be the one that needed to turn it around. With Mike Riley, no, barely anybody liked him. It was pretty much from day one. It was, I don't like this guy. He's not going to last here. He's not the guy for us. With Matt Rule, it's been the highest of the highs and like the lowest of the lows. He's so back and forth with the fan base right now that I can't get a good read on if the fan base truly likes him or if they're just dealing with him because he's the head coach right now and that he's doing some of the things, saying some of the things that the fans want to hear. He's running the ball. He says he wants to run the ball. They're actually running the ball, but they're running the ball a lot with the quarterback, which is something that people have said during the Scott Frost era. You can't do that in the Big Ten and have, continued success because you're going to have to deal with injuries in this very physical conference. So right now with Matt Rule, I think he's doing a really good job, and I feel like things are moving in the right direction, but it's so split within the fan base. It's very strange.
It's 4 games and it's early. Nobody's panicking.
I don't think anybody's split,
out
Rico.
process.
Yeah, you wanted to say something. What was it?
I don't feel like they're split. I think fans like him. I think they're split on Marcus Satterfield, the offensive coordinator. I think there's some divisiveness there, and of course with we mentioned Jeff Sims, maybe the wrong choice, but I don't think people. I don't.
It's the decision making. It's the bringing in Satterfield. Okay. It's the bringing in Sims. It's the deciding to start Sims, and now it's just. It's not people wanting him fired. It's just I don't. It's
that would be ridiculous.
I know. It'd be crazy. But it's just people who are just like, you know what? I don't know about this Matt Rule guy. Like he's okay right now, but let's see.
That's because Nebraska fans are really jaded right now. They've missed 6 straight bowl games. I understand why they might have that kind of feeling.
It went from the Kool-Aid in the offseason, which is always flowing and everybody's always drinking it, to there's still a couple Kool-Aid drinkers, and then there's some people who have already poured their cups out.
You know what really needs to happen? Nebraska. Soon. I'm not saying this week because, again, I've got underdog for a reason, but you've got a pretty manageable, easy schedule the rest of the way.
Yes.
Right? Every game is winnable the rest of the way. Nebraska, by next week against Illinois, they need to win a close game. We've seen so many close losses. Week 1 against Minnesota. The entire Scott Frost era.
Mm-hmm.
Even Mike Riley had close losses. I mean, it was tough. Nebraska has to early on, like I'm talking to Illinois, the game after that, needs to win a close game at the end, not find a way to blow it, find a way to either hang on or find a way to win at the end. And then you can get that monkey off your back and say, all right, let's build on that.
They need to win a ball game. They need to make a bowl game this year.
I think you're all right. I think if Nebraska goes to a bowl game, that'll be enough to appease the fans. I think you're right in the aspect, one play has had a gigantic impact on how fans view rules so far. The Anthony Grant fumble and the fact that it was Anthony Grant and why was he in the game. It was an all too familiar way we lost, how we lost, who we lost to, and then why was he carrying the ball when you have already told us he has fumble issues. That one play, I think, changed, I don't want to say 50-50, but I think it changed the skepticism for some people for the rest of the season, fairly or unfairly. That's just the impression I get. I think it's a little bit unfair. I think we're seeing a team that wants to run the ball. We're seeing a team that plays good defense. We're seeing a team that has holes. We're seeing a team that needs to get better. We're seeing a team that's stronger in the second half. A lot of that's what Nebraska fans want to see.
Absolutely.
A lot of it is kind of what we already knew, but I think the vomit that came out of Husker Nation's mouth when that guy put that ball, and I'm not trying to put it on Grant, it's more the decision that he was in the game and then it happened. And I'm going to go see Rule here in like 30 minutes. So hopefully he's not listening. But even if he is, I can only give my opinion. That I think was really hard for people to swallow. But you're all right. In my opinion, I think you're the most right, Jacob. If they go to a bowl game, that's all I've ever said. And that's all people have wanted all in the entire offseason, beyond the 10-2 predictions and 6-6 and 8-4 and 9. I think I said 7-5. As long as we go to a bowl game, and it's not some BS game that we snuck into because we're 5-7
Right.
and we were
Not
academically
5 and
eligible.
7.
We had enough people graduate.
6. Yes.
Need 6 wins.
6-6. Go to a bowl game. Don't opt out, for God's sake, this time. I was the only person who thought that was disgusting, except my phone blew up and nobody else wanted to say it publicly from former Huskers. But everyone who was saying it publicly was like, oh, this is okay. Bull crap, it was okay.
No,
it was not okay.
It was terrible.
Okay. And so if we go to a bowl game, and there's no reason we can't. Yes, we're gigantic underdogs tomorrow. But we've got teams like Northwestern and Illinois and Purdue, and we play in the worst division in Power 5 football right now, and we have for years. There's no excuse not to go to a bowl game.
I got a question. Can I ask it?
Can't deny that.
Yes.
So you guys keep saying that we need to run the ball, right?
Mhm.
And Scott Frost didn't win the spread offense to throw the ball. Is that why he failed at Nebraska?
There's-
Outside of the sideline stuff with the scheme, is that why he failed? I know the stuff on the sideline, but with the scheme, is that why he failed? Because he wanted to throw instead of run.
I could talk about that for weeks. I just had a lengthy conversation with one of my sponsors this morning, and I told him well, you were right there. I told him a bunch of things I've never told anybody but my wife. When you're a sponsor of Adam Carriker, you get privy to some of these things, but Brad, keep it quiet. Thank you. His scheme was great. We had people running open all the time. We had open lanes for the running back. You can discuss the quarterback and how there should have been a change. And yes, he got banged up and things of that nature and losing close games. The thing that held Scott Frost back was he had not let go of stuff that happened 25 years ago. And it inhibited everything that he did. And it affected stuff he did on the field as a coach, off the field, which bled more to on the field, which is the main thing people care about. So much stuff he had not let go of. And I'm just going to leave it at that. He let stuff from 96, 97, 95 that were years in the past, because I've had conversations where he looked at me dead in the eye and he goes, I can't do what I want here because everyone's all over me. And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, dude, because he goes, I was at UCF and I did whatever the hell I wanted. I can't do that here. And I know that bled over into other areas. That's my opinion.
The thing that inhibited Scott Frost was Scott Frost.
Yes.
He got in his own way.
That's a much shorter way of saying
he got in his own way, and it's just too bad.
Too bad. A lot of aspects.
We all want him to
Coulda won.
succeed. It did not work out.
He
and
coulda
now
won.
we have Matt Rule.
Yep.
We wish him nothing but the best, to
We
be
do.
clear.
We
To
do.
answer your question.
Yeah.
We do.
All right. That's it for the first segment here. Adam Carriker
All right.
live
Yes, sir.
in the 93.7 The Ticket Studios out here on 11th and O Street. Stop by. Maybe get a picture with Adam. You shake his hand. You can get some delicious coffee at the mill. But we'll be right back. Adam Carriker on The Ticket.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
This is Jay Foreman here. Join me and DP for Old School live from Cornhusker Bank at 83rd and O Street this Friday for their customer appreciation tailgate party from 4 to 6 p.m. Larry the Cable Guy will join us during the show, and there's free food and refreshments. That's this Friday from 4 to 6 at Cornhusker Bank, 83rd and O Street.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
You play Lucky for Life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers, got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for Life, top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Terex and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Terex, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Price Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
We have a doubleheader coming your way this Thursday and Friday right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainert. Join me and Jay Foreman not once but twice this week for high school football here in the state of Nebraska. On Thursday night, it's number 2 Millard South versus number 10 Lincoln East from Seacrest Field as kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. And then on Friday, join us for one of the best rivalries in all of the city. The Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest play Lincoln Southeast on Friday night at 8 p.m. Join me and Jay Foreman once again on Thursday at 7 p.m. and on Friday at 8 p.m. for high school football right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. My son can't figure out the headphones.
I don't know. Do you need some help?
Probably.
All right, I'll be right there.
Hey, don't
Thank
worry,
you.
Rico. I did this first segment with V-Jack and Terrell Farley like this because I still can't get it turned around.
Yeah, they're like locked or something.
I don't know what you guys are doing over there.
Hey, we're only supposed to be intelligent about football, not headphones, Rico. You're expecting too much of the Carrikers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Adam Carriker on The Ticket, the fastest hour in radio every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Also, check out Steve Taylor, noon to 1 p.m. Central Time every Wednesday as well. And don't forget, GE Landscape and Supply has payers and boulders, great accents for any backyard landscaping project. They sell to homeowners and contractors, and they deliver anywhere near or far. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway, GE landscapesupply.com. Get a hold of them there or call 402-467-1627. That's 402-467-1627. And I have forgotten, shame on me. Rico, if you have the number, that'd be great. But the people segment is coming up here in about 10 minutes. Send me your questions, your comments, your concerns. So I've had people hit me up. Adam, you're not doing Carriker Live anymore. Where can we interact with you live? That's what The Ticket is. Every Monday, every Friday. Also, we've got the Chronicles, the Big Ten show airing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I'm live every Monday and Friday. This is your chance to interact directly with me if you wish to do so. If you have something else going on in your life, I wish you the best. I don't know what it could possibly be. But Rico, do you happen to have that number they can send it in?
The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. That's 402-464-5685. And you can send in your comments on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can send those in that way. You can also catch us on Allo channel 951. We're all over the place, man. We're everywhere. There's no way you can't listen to us.
You got the headphones figured out. Well, Rico did it for you.
He helped me.
Thank you, Rico.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here for something. You're
doing a great job.
We got jumping jacks in the back.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
The jumping jacks.
Oh my gosh. Rashawn Jackson is doing jumping jacks. He was doing push-ups with Jacob earlier.
He likes to
I think he still
stay
plays.
in shape. Yeah.
Okay, serious question. I saw the 400-meter dash that he did. Was it last summer?
Yeah. This summer.
How was he after that? Because I noticed nobody showed how he was doing after that.
He was struggling a little bit.
That's what I thought.
He was scared to drive home. He thought he was going to cramp up.
Seriously?
Yeah. But look, he got out there and he did. The problem is, and you know what? I'm going to out him on the air.
Go ahead.
We've done this multiple times. The thing is, Nick, right there, ran a 400 out of the blue. Me and him were talking. It was like World Championships, and Sidney McLaughlin had run like a 50-something, and he's like, "Do you think I could run like a 90-second 400?" And we're like, I was like, no way. So that day, after we got done with our show, went out to Lincoln Pius, and he ran whatever he ran, and he beat 90 seconds. So we're like, oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
The next day, Vershawn and Terrell are calling them out, and they're saying they could do it faster. So we're like, all right, do it then. Do it.
Did they do it?
Took him a year. To get out there and run it. Took Vershawn that long. We let him train. We let him do all this stuff. Took him that long to get out there and run it.
And he just went out and did it.
He just went out and did it that same day.
Wow.
But it's okay. Look, he's gonna come in here right now.
He's coming here right now.
Yep. Let's see. His code works. There it is. There he is. Here we
So
go.
I heard this 400-meter dash that you did. First of all, you tore 4 hamstrings. It took you 5 years to get ready for it, and you couldn't walk afterwards. Are these rumors true? Look, you can't figure out the headphones either.
I'm not the only one. These the ones you had.
No, I fixed those ones.
Wait.
What's true? What's not? Rico's out you.
Listen.
Okay.
I'm a real one.
You're a real one.
I'm a real one.
What does that mean?
Okay.
That means when someone challenges me,
it takes you a year to prepare
to a competition. No, listen to me.
Okay.
When that whole deal came through the shoot, Coach Osborne, I was interviewing Coach Osborne. I said, Coach, if I got to run a 400, what should I do? He said, well, if you're going to run the 400, I guess you better start working out.
But he didn't work out. Why'd you need to work out?
Time out. Here's
Time
the
in.
difference. 47, 48, 21. There's a difference right there.
Dude, you're supposed to be a world-class athlete.
Stop.
Or used to be, just like me. Has-beens, I know. It's okay.
But we can only do what we can do. We can't go above beyond the Call of Duty like that anymore.
I'm willing to bet. Dude, I've had 11 surgeries, and I'm a broken down has-been shell of what I used to be, and I'm okay with that. I'm willing to bet. Look at this. I mean, are you serious?
You're saying you can run the 400
in under 90 seconds without needing a year to train?
Bet.
Okay.
What do you
How
want
much?
to bet?
How much? We gotta put something on the
bet?
line.
1,000 push-ups on call.
I watched you do 48, claiming you did 50 this morning with my son. That's too short.
No.
I got something.
48. No. 48 plus the 25 I did with him. No, we did 30.
Jacob?
I think it was 25.
You did 28.
Uh-oh.
You did 28. You did 25.
I got something that Rashawn
I did
always
50.
talks about.
My people out here already did counted them for.
I got
Man,
something
you got a
I got
mouthful of wing sauce. What you talking about?
I got something Rashawn always
Who?
talks about
Him?
that they used to do all the time.
Okay.
That you guys used to do. Stadium stairs.
Yes.
But put that on the line.
I'd rather do the 400 yard.
You
I don't want to do the
I ain't
stadium
trying to
stairs.
kill you.
I think someone's getting jealous. I think someone's getting jealous.
Here I come. Hey, they called me in there talking. Hey, they're talking stuff, man. Hold on.
Terrell also went out there. It was just a random day. He decided to go out there. He beat Rashawn's time also.
So I could see Terrell doing that. You know, Terrell's just a
He
far
had to
superior
work
athlete.
out too.
You know what I mean?
I don't think
You
he did he
cannot
work out?
go. Yeah, I did.
No,
I
did
just
he work out?
I acknowledged it. I ignored it. And I moved on. Listen.
Yes, sir.
Nick is over there because I wanted to make sure.
I don't know if I.
I was impressed that Nick ran the whole time around. You cannot run a 400 and not go run the entire time.
So I will say this: the 400 and the 800 are the two most difficult track runs that there are because you got to go pell-mell the whole time.
Mm-hmm. How long you need?
How long do I need?
Yeah, you gonna do it right now?
Wow.
After the show,
I can get you access.
Sunday?
I can get you access to Nebraska's track right
yeah.
now.
I got no problem doing it. How about tomorrow?
How about tomorrow? What
Before
time?
the game?
What time?
Before the game?
Are you going to
We're
the
gonna
former
set it
players
up.
tailgate? 12:30?
I don't.
Pre-game?
I'm usually here.
Pre-game
We got
here's at
pre-game.
11. We start at 11 here. You want to go out to the track at 8?
No, I'm not getting up.
No,
at
wait.
8.
No,
You notice I said
you wanna go
12 or
before.
12:30.
Why-
I'm not getting
you
up.
wanna go before?
We can go when we leave here.
Yeah.
We get off.
How old are you? How old are you?
22 now.
I'm 22. Now, here's the deal.
Okay.
Rashawn's leaving out a very important part of the story.
Uh-oh.
Is that he had been telling everybody, the listeners, spring game, the morning of the spring game, I'm going to do it. Morning of the spring game. Morning of the spring game came.
Uh-oh.
And he didn't do it.
Uh-oh.
You know why?
He needed a year.
No.
He needed a full year.
No.
And
it didn't take me.
He
It
comes
did
back,
not take a full
he
year,
comes
Nick.
back
Don't
and
start
He
that.
says that I challenged him. I never challenged him. I never brought him into it. He brought himself into it.
Nick.
And then he took a year to train.
Stop it.
To beat my time. Did he?
No,
did he run it
it's not-
faster than
I
me?
did.
Absolutely.
I did.
But
Absolutely.
You also had a year.
Absolutely.
And you also were not honest.
What?
With the listeners.
Uh-oh.
To
What?
where
Uh-oh.
you said, I'm going to run it April 22nd on the spring game.
Did you
run
come
it
to
on
the
April
spring game?
22nd?
I was not at the spring game.
Perfect.
Did you run it
Why
on April
didn't
22nd?
Why didn't I run it at the spring game?
It's sprinkled?
It was.
What else?
It was too cold. He didn't want to post it.
Is that what it was?
I called Coach Osborne.
You can't,
And I said,
you can't keep
and
using Coach Osborne.
I know. This is a crutch for you, man.
I can keep using whoever I want to.
Okay.
What are you
Don't let
talking
the
about?
facts get in the way of a
Learn
good story.
something,
Go ahead.
kid. Use your dad. When you got a dad, use him.
No, well, my
Okay?
dad told me.
Coach Osborne was my dad. What are you talking about? Okay? So I called Coach and they said, hey, Coach, it's 30 degrees out there. I'm 48 and it's raining. And I had to work. Should I run it at 8 o'clock this morning? I guess you better wait till it's a better day.
You really called Coach Osborne? You bothered Coach Osborne about this?
Yes.
That man is trying to move on with his life, and you're calling him
Move
about a
on
400.
where?
I don't know, but
We're
somewhere.
keeping him young, dude.
Man.
What are you talking about? You know, Coach Osborne appreciates when you call and ask him for advice.
I don't doubt
I don't
it.
know about that though.
I don't doubt it though, because I didn't even play for the man. So anytime I call him up, he answers or calls back right away, and he's always willing to do whatever. He's more. I'll be honest with you, and I've said this before. He's
Your
more
dad
willing.
too.
He's more willing to do stuff for me than some coaches I actually played for.
Wow.
As sad as that is. Not
Think
all,
about
but
that.
some. I
But-
know.
right? But that's why I say sometimes though you have to call and ask questions. It's not always bad to say, "Hey, what do you think in this?" I don't have to take his advice.
I don't think doing it at 8 a.m. trying to get out of a 400-meter dash in the spring is
Look,
exactly what he's looking
A
for, though.
proper
Why?
warm-up would have.
What are you talking about? I
would've
call him
kept
and
you
I call him and I say, "Hey, coach, when you going fishing?" I call him and just talk. He's like, "Well, what are you doing, VJ?" I don't know. I'm just hanging out, coach. What are you doing?
So I'll be honest with you. I got on the plane yesterday. I don't like flying. I hate small planes. I hate confined spaces. So this was a blast for me. I get on the plane, tiny freaking plane. I about cramped 14 different times in my hamstrings. So like the seat was right in front of me and I'm like this and I'm trying to like put my foot out in the aisle. The aisle was that way. But then the freaking, I don't know, what do you call a male stewardess? Steward? I don't know. Rams the cart into me and I'm like, oh my God. So I don't know.
There.
Well, I can readily admit that a 400-meter dash, I might need a year to train
No.
for. Hold on. I'll do it.
You're only
I'm just-
39.
Thanks,
How you getting home?
Thanks, Jake.
How are you getting home?
He's like 9 years older than you.
Thanks, nephew.
We flew here. Good luck walking back.
Hey, we'll get you back. I just drove. We'll get you back.
No, I'll do it. I'm just telling you, you better have the ambulance ready, and I'm okay to admit
Okay.
that. I don't
Okay.
think you're
That's
okay
fair.
to admit that.
We'll have one call.
Well, no, I
Thank
didn't.
you,
I
thank
didn't
you.
need the ambulance.
Because you trained for a year.
No, I didn't. You know what my training was?
You
though?
needed a sunny
Here,
day.
Let me give you what my
You
training.
needed your eggs over sunny. You needed
Nope.
you needed hash browns before you could go.
Let me give you what my training was. I went to Bud Crawford's gym. You know, I know Bud and those guys.
Yep.
And Bernie the boxer was like, yeah, I was like, dang man, I gotta run this 40. He was like, I said, what should I do to get in shape?
400 yards, not 40.
400, not the 40. 400. What should I do to get in shape? He was like, just do 150s. And I'm like, 150s? What are 150s? 150 push-ups, 150 sit-ups, 150 jumping jacks. I did it for 30 days.
To train for a 400-meter dash?
Yes, I never once went out and ran the 400
30 days
at all.
times 12 months.
No. I did it for 30 straight days, sir.
Okay, serious question.
But even if you didn't
Yeah.
train for a year, it
What?
did take you a year before you ran.
You keep saying a year. It wasn't a year.
It was
So-
one summer to the next spring.
I got a
Is that a
serious
year?
question.
That's 9
Jake,
months.
is that a year?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, it took you
Yeah,
the time.
he can add. We
it
all
took,
can add.
It took you
Hey,
the
don't let
time.
the facts
That's
get in the
not
way of a
a
good
4
story.
years.
That's a
7.
year.
That's long enough.
Here's my
At
question.
least I got one person that's honest here.
Because I'm intrigued by the training you were told to do. That I'm not a track guy. I never did track a day in my life.
Sure.
I played baseball, okay,
Mhm.
instead of track. Did that really help you for the 400-meter dash?
Try
that
it.
type of training?
Try it.
I don't want to try it. I just want to know the answer.
I made the time.
Well, you might
I
have made it
never went
anyways.
out. No.
Despite what we
First of
said,
all,
VJack, you are an athlete.
No, I
Or you
know,
used
but
to
I
be.
was. But I went before it started. I was 255 pounds.
Okay.
When I ran it, I was 230.
So it was just a way to get you to lose some weight.
No.
to help you run.
I lost weight because I knew if I was 255 and ran it, everything in my body was gonna lock up at the end.
Yeah, I'm 290. so.
Yeah. when that lactic acid builds up.
Oh, it's deadly.
I can't even sit in an airplane right now, man.
Y'all might have to stay a couple extra days.
I might have to. You might be carrying me home, Jacob.
He's just laying down in the aisle.
Jacob, can you lift 290 dead weight?
I don't think so.
After you work on your squats, you just carry him like that. There you go.
Yeah, he started lifting this year. He's getting pretty strong.
I'm liking how he's looking right now. I think if he does those push-ups, though, I think it'll really help his career. I told him, I said, hey, you do those push-ups in 1 year, you might be looking up your dad. He's like, nah.
Now, what'd you tell him? I don't know what you told him. What'd you tell him?
I told him to do 100 push-ups.
And
a
then
day.
he thinks I could take you
for
in
a
a year.
week. Oh, I said,
we got more than you.
And then
That's what he
I got
said.
the weight advantage.
I know,
I'm
but
290, he's
listen,
150.
you're not
only gonna
hearing me.
take him
Here's
9
what I told him. Hold on. Here's what I told
Rico's
him.
got my back.
I
man.
said in a year, if he does 100 push-ups a day, in 1 year, you might not be able to take your dad, but you would think about it. Because he's going to grow with it. And if he starts eating and growing, it gets to about 6'2". He starts seeing all of a sudden, oh, I can move my chest muscles like my dad now. Oh, not necessarily that he could deal, but the thought.
The only thing I would
Rashawn's
add.
out here telling sons
He's
to
like,
take
no,
on their
this-
dads.
I know.
He's like,
Sorry,
he-
DP.
hey, and Jake's
It was
like-
great while it lasted. The only thing I would say is I would throw some lunges or squats in there. Get that lower body firing. That's the only thing I would say in addition, but I like the push-up part.
Well, you always are running, right? Right. We're always, for the most
Yes.
part, we should be running.
Yes.
We should be doing way more running than we're doing anything. We should be doing heel works. We shouldn't be putting all that weight, especially at a young age. We shouldn't be piling on the weights to see how strong they can get, because they have growth plates. If you know anything about the body, there's growth plates. And you got to let those growth plates grow to their existence. That's how you get to be a big fella like Carriker live.
VJack, I love you. I love you. Okay. So do you want me to out you or not?
Huh?
I had 3 conversations with 3 different ortho doctors before he ever started lifting. And by the way, he got annoyed with me. He didn't touch a weight like on a hang clean for almost 6 full weeks.
Nice.
Because we were learning the technique and everything.
That's all I'm saying.
He finally ran out of patience. And I'm like, I'm glad you ran out of patience, because now it's time to start putting weight on. Like literally today.
Here we go.
But I talked with 3 different ortho doctors. Okay. And I asked them all before he ever touched a weight. I said, is it safe with growth plates to start lifting? They said the science, all 3 of them, they all told me the same thing independently. They said the science says it doesn't affect growth plates. What they did tell me is 8 to 12 reps.
Yeah.
That's where kids benefit the most.
High.
Don't do more because their technique suffers because they get tired. Don't do less because they don't need to lift heavy weights. To your point, they said 8, 10 to 12 reps. So we started with 12, 10, 8, and then we went back up to 10 and 12 with the same weight, just more reps, because he didn't need to go heavier and heavier over the winter because he didn't want to play basketball this year competitively. He should have been the MVP of his middle school basketball team.
Oh, don't bring that up.
I know. It's a topic for
don't
another
bring that
day.
up.
You know what? We might bring that up in the next segment.
It's a topic for another day. But yeah, so that's actually the information that I got from 3 different doctors. Just hopefully, that helps.
Yeah. Well,
Anybody out there who's interested?
Doctors tell you a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying.
Well, I'm not a doctor.
Heavy weight.
Never trusted
Heavy.
No, don't go heavy.
I'm just saying, don't go heavy.
Yes.
High reps, I'm all for when they're young.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that technology or that mental game fortitude back then to know. I didn't have, Adam Carriker as a dad to be able to like go talk to 3 different doctors.
Yeah.
Back then, you just either knew it or you didn't. You know what I mean? And the guys who were these workout fanatics, super strong, squatting 400 pounds at 13 and 14. Guess what happened to them in high school?
Well, you got to be able to move.
They stopped growing.
Yeah. Well, you got to be able to move as an athlete, though, too.
I agree, but they were moving at 13, 12. They were a cut above everybody. But when we got to like 17, 16, 17 and got in high school, people start catching them. Start catching them.
So that was my big thing. Joe McKee, I'll give him a shout out. He does a great job training kids. I'm like, Joe, can you just come up with a kid workout for me? Not a kid, but like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old who's learning how to lift. And so the heaviest he ever went on squat, it was the last day we squatted, 135, which is 45s on each side. He started with the bar, then the 5s, 10s, and we just kept adding 5s every week.
Sure.
So he never, 400 or 500. I don't even know how you do that properly as a 14-year-old kid. But he got up to 135. He did it 12 times. And the technique, he got tired of me talking about technique, but it was really good. It really was.
But the technique is always better.
Yes.
Than how heavy you can go.
Yes.
I want to know, can you do it right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you can bench 300 pounds if you're doing it wrong.
Listen,
you're gonna hurt yourself.
Give me the guy that can do 225 25 times before you give me the guy that can press 400 once.
Yes. It's about functionality for sports.
Functionality.
Exactly. All right, that's it for the second set. Up next, the people segment. Send in your thoughts, your questions, 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line, or on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And Adam will answer them. Maybe you know what? We'll all answer them. We'll have a bunch of questions.
And VJack's motto, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
That's right.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof that it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
You play Lucky for Life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers. Got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa. How do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for Life top prize odds 1 in 30 million.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Blecker and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Blecker and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador online at prg-ne.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
We have a doubleheader coming your way this Thursday and Friday right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainert. Join me and Jay Foreman not once but twice this week for high school football here in the state of Nebraska. On Thursday night, it's number 2 Millard South versus number 10 Lincoln East from Seacrest Field as kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. And then on Friday, join us for one of the best rivalries in all of the city. The Silverhawks of Lincoln Southwest play Lincoln Southeast on Friday night at 8 p.m. Join me and Jay Foreman once again on Thursday at 7 p.m. and on Friday at 8 p.m. for high school football right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. It is time for the People's segment. Your questions, your comments, your concerns. And in case you were ever wondering what people do, as my son just noticed, during a commercial break at a radio station, you know what we do? We go eat wings. Rashawn Jackson takes my son out to the curb and teaches him a couple of footwork drills. We argue about whether he wanted to hit as a fullback or not, which is why he went to tight end. Ladies and gentlemen, Rico, you got some questions for the People's segment?
I do have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
So Notorious B.I.B. has a question asking, Adam, can we beat Michigan by winning a turnover battle and stopping their running game tomorrow?
I think the only way we beat Michigan is by winning the turnover battle. If we lose it, no. If we draw even, no. We have to win by at least 2 turnovers. We have to take possessions from them. We have to gain extra possessions. And most importantly, we have to give our offense a short field. And no, if we don't stop their run game, we've got no chance. We have to stop their run game or at least contain it. I don't know if you're going to completely stop. You got to contain it. You got to win the turnover battle, and you've got to find a way offensively, okay? Whether it's a couple of deep balls, whether it's a trick play or two, you got to remain true to your identity, but you got to find a way to keep them off balance just a smidge. Jacob, the Michigan Benedict Arnold, what do you got, my friend?
Well, I think you got to do everything.
Do you know
right.
who Benedict Arnold is?
No, I have no clue.
Okay, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I
thought maybe it didn't register. Go ahead.
I assume it's not great if you're calling me that.
Betrayer. Go ahead.
Okay. If Nebraska to beat Michigan, they have to do everything right. They have to win the turnover battle, win everything. The offense has to play like great. The defense has to match Michigan's, if not do better. Like they have to win everything because Michigan is just they're really, really good and they have been for a while. So they're just gonna have to do everything right, and it's gonna have to be just a true full upset, and you're just gonna have to beat Michigan toe to toe.
Rico, thoughts?
Like if you stop Michigan's running game and you win a turnover battle, if you do that against anybody, you really have a really good chance of winning the game. Problem is Michigan throws for damn near 300 yards a game, and JJ McCarthy is really good. Their wide receivers, their tight ends are really good. So even if you shut down their running game, Nebraska's passing defense has been slightly suspect this season. So if they want to air it out against you, based on what we've seen in the first 4 games, they're going to be able to. And they can win that way, and they'd be more than happy winning that way.
You guys aren't giving me a lot of hope. Like, what's your score prediction? I know you gave it earlier. Give it again.
I'm biased. I said 21-3. Even though, like, you two are probably biased towards the Huskers. I'm probably biased the other way. So I don't know how, like, I'm not going to give you a lot of hope. So it's up to him or it's yourself.
I said 24-10. What do you got, Rico?
I'm not helping you at all. 31-21 Michigan.
Ooh, that's okay. That's closer. Okay. All right, we're covering at least.
Like my thing is, I've been so positive for so many years that last year and this year, I'm just like, until I actually see something that gives me more reason to believe that this team is taking the next step, I'm gonna try and be as realistic as possible. You're facing the number 2 team in the nation, and you're 2-2. You lost to a Minnesota team that just lost to Northwestern. You lost to a Colorado team that just got blanked by a really good Oregon team, but still, like. I don't know.
They could have dropped 80. Oregon could have dropped 80 if they wanted to.
If they wanted to, that's for sure. All right, what do we got next, Rico?
I have a question for Jacob, actually.
Oh, okay.
So you play football, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So let's say a couple years from now, you're going through the recruiting process yourself.
Okay.
Nebraska's got a scholarship offer on the table. Michigan's got a scholarship offer on the table. Those are your top 2 teams.
I like Michigan better. I got to go with them. Plus, I mean, like, how good are Nebraska and Michigan, say, like 4 or 5 years from now?
Let's say,
that's a good question.
Yeah, I know. Let's go with this. Harbaugh finally stops, dragging his feet. He goes off to the NFL. Michigan's still a top 10 team in the nation because it's Michigan. They should be up there. Nebraska, not back to prominence, but back to winning 9 games.
Yes.
I think I still gotta go with Michigan. It's kind of my dream to go there, if I'm being honest.
So you know what he just told me? He's told me this last time we were here, okay, and today he goes, "Dad, I love it here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I don't want to leave." That is literally what he just told me during the commercial break after doing speed footwork drills with Deshaun Jackson.
But still, like, Michigan's just the dream, man.
I took that as a good sign. Oh, is Virginia third then?
Probably.
So we lived in Ashburn, Virginia when I played for the Skins for years. And his sister was born in Ashburn, so we have ties there.
I don't know if I really like Virginia and that football team.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Yeah. So, like, it's not going to be up there in football, but, like, baseball or something like that, maybe. But
good luck finding your way home. What do you got?
OG Les in Lancaster asks, I just want to know, when is Adam taking the straps off Roman Reigns?
Oh, dude, that might be my favorite question I have ever heard. All right, so Jacob, Roman Reigns has been the WWE champ.
Yeah, I know who
over
that is.
1,000 days, setting records, whatnot. You know, Roman keeps ducking me. Every time I call or I see him face to face, he just turns and runs the other way. He tucks his. I don't know what's going on. So, in all honesty,
are you being serious?
I can't. I'm a celibate. It's true. Right. Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. We've discussed this many times.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't know.
Let it go.
So here is a true story. And actually, DP's first introduction to me, I don't know that we formally met, but was my Fourth and Pain show years ago when I lived in Ashburn with Chuck Carroll, who was my first guest ever on this show, if you might remember. He came on that day months ago. And we actually interviewed Roman. Now, he wasn't Roman Reigns at that point in time. He was Roman Reigns, part of the Shield with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose at the time. And it blew my mind because he knew who I was. And I'm like, why do you know who I am? I had no idea he played at Georgia Tech. I had no idea he was a defensive lineman, all ACC. And actually the Usos, his cousins, play a little bit of college ball as well. Not Power 5 or anything, but they played. And so it was kind of cool because he remembered me. He was drafted, or he came out of the NFL a year after I did. So we kind of related on that level, a football level. Now, I have no idea if he still remembers who I am, but once upon a time, Roman Reigns knew who I was. So
perfect. All right, 2 more questions for you guys. Longsker, which is just a terrible name. They're a Texas fan.
That's
and
a
Nebraska. I don't get it.
Abominable.
Asks, who looks the best between Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State? I know this is a perfect question for you because you're doing the Big Ten show as well.
Penn State looks the best so far. And again, I'm curious to see what Michigan looks like tomorrow. They haven't had to do anything so far.
They might not need to.
That's what I'm saying.
They might not need to turn it on tomorrow.
So, all right. Well, I was with you until you said that.
I seriously don't know how you're getting home.
I don't either. I
don't even know how you're going to get to the airport.
No, I don't know.
You can respond next. All right. Penn State has looked the best. Ohio State has the best win. Michigan probably is the best team. But, again, if Notre Dame plays with 11 players, I think Notre Dame wins that game. It is part of the game. They had no timeouts to call. And the Irish's head coach even said, I wasn't going to call the timeout because I didn't want to risk the penalty. I didn't want to move it closer. I didn't want to give him a bonus play. That's part of the game. Unfortunately, Ohio State does have the best win. Their quarterback is not great, but, man, he was clutch in clutch time. And you got to give him kudos for that. Michigan coming in looked like the best team so far. Penn State has been the best team. And they really man, I'm going to talk about Penn State's defense when they just played Iowa. I was going to say they really impressed me last Saturday. But there's been multiple games this year where their defense has forced 3, 4, or 5 turnovers. Like, their defense is almost as explosive in a weird way as that sounds as their offense. I really like Penn State. I can't put them above Michigan yet because I haven't seen Michigan tested at all. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's kind of hard right now. Like, Michigan hasn't been tested. You got Ohio State. That game with Notre Dame was a dogfight. But Notre Dame's still, I think, outside of the top 10. I think it was like 9 or 6, something like that. So they're outside the top 5. They were outside the top 10, I think, after the loss to Ohio State. I think Notre Dame should have won that game. So I think Ohio State's third. I think Penn State played a decent Iowa team with a bad offense and a good defense, and they dropped 31. So that's good versus that defense. I think they're good, not great. And I'm just biased to Michigan, so I'm going to put them at 1. And we don't really know what this Michigan team can do because they haven't had to do it. I don't think they're going to have to do it tomorrow.
You keep saying that.
Man,
I'm gonna keep
he's
saying
just like poking the bear.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm not
He's
serious.
just like, hey.
If I call mom and say, "Hey, here's what he said," she'll be like, "Leave him in Lincoln," and it'll happen. I'm just saying. My question for Rico: is there anybody from the West that's even in this conversation? No. Okay, I didn't think so.
No. You called it the weakest division in football.
It is.
I was thinking, I before the season picked Illinois to win the West.
Okay.
Just thinking what Brett Bielema's done and how that Illinois team looked last year.
Yeah.
They lost a lot more pieces than I thought they did.
Yep.
They don't look like the same Illinois team I still think they're strong enough to win the West, but as weird as it sounds, after I was, punching down for a while or, trying to push people away from it, Wisconsin looks really good. I didn't want to admit it because I was like, look, Luke Fickell's in his first year at Wisconsin too. But, that 1 year of coaching at Ohio State in the Big Ten must have gotten him ready to face some Big Ten talent. So
they don't have a quarterback they can trust yet there. Okay. But they've still got two beasts at running back, Thunder and Lightning, and they can still run the ball and they can still play defense. And the West still absolutely sucks as a division.
That is totally true. All right. Last question. And this one is mostly for you, but I'll turn it around a little bit on you as well. So question for Jacob from Matthew and Hickman. Do you have a favorite game from your dad's playing days? And Adam, your favorite moment from your playing days?
I haven't seen a lot of my dad's games. I don't know. I don't really have one. I just haven't seen any of them.
In fairness, I haven't watched a bunch with him. It's kind of weird to sit down and watch old games of yourself, I think. So I just haven't done that a lot with him. As far as my favorite moments, I mean, there's a lot of moments, when we beat A&M down there to win the Big 12 North Championship, the comeback versus Michigan in the Alamo Bowl when they were heavily favored, dominating a classless, and at the time, I don't know what they are now, but a classless Michigan State team that we just dominated. It was only 17-3, but they couldn't move the ball the length of their foot in that Alamo Bowl.
Fights?
Dude, they tried to pick fights before the game, in the hallway, after the game. They were so classless. I don't know what they are now.
Well, 2 years ago, they or one year, one or two last year, they picked that fight with the Michigan player in the tunnel at Michigan State.
At Michigan, up in Ann Arbor. The Colorado game, mostly because it was Colorado, but it was my last game in Memorial Stadium. And something most people don't know is I didn't leave that field for an hour to 2 hours after the game because I knew it was my last time as a player. And that we won, so that was great. I had a sack or two that game, so that was awesome. But for me, what stood out was, man, this was my lifelong dream. It actually somehow freaking came true. I actually earned a black shirt, which was amazing. And this is the last time I'll ever get to walk off the field wearing these pads. So those are the moments that kind of stick out to me.
That's heavy. That's a good one.
That's
a good one. Right?
It is heavy.
That's a good one right there. I had to let that one breathe for a second.
I appreciate it, Rico.
That was a good one. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yes,
now we finally get to meet face to face. Finally get to do the show together.
Yes.
So it was a blast. And have fun meeting Rule today.
Yeah, I'm going to go chat with Rule here in a little bit. Jacob's going to chat with Rule a little bit as well. Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know if I should let Jacob talk with Rule.
Oh, you make a phenomenal point. You know what's funny? He's actually a Detroit Tigers fan. Okay. And he had a Detroit, well, you changed your hat to the ticket. Great hat. But he had a Detroit Tigers hat on. I'm like, Jacob, we're going to go meet the University of Nebraska's head football coach. Take that hat off and put a Nebraska hat on. And so that's what he was wearing. He's got a Nebraska shirt on right now. Though anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, despite what these naysayers have to say, although Rico said we only lose by 10, and we put up 21 points. That's the most shocking part to me.
I said 17.
Yes.
So it's not horrible.
No.
Despite what they say, go Big Red. And always remember
to throw the bones.
That camera right there.
This is Jay Foreman here. Join me and DP for Old School live from Cornhusker Bank at 83rd and O Street this Friday for their customer appreciation tailgate party from 4 to 6 p.m. Larry the Cable Guy will join us during the show, and there's free food and refreshments. That's this Friday from 4 to 6 at Cornhusker Bank, 83rd and O Street.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, We would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Hot tub season is here, and to celebrate, Bonzon Pool & Spa is having a sale so good that they're offering it up for the whole month. Soak up the savings when you purchase a new High Life Collection or Limelight Collection spa and receive a free step and cover lifter from now through the end of September. Stock will go fast, so hurry in and claim your new spa today and soak up the savings at Bonzon Pool & Spa, 33rd and Highway 2, or at bonzonpool.com. An entire week of celebrating Lincoln's Craft Brewers is just around the corner. October 2nd through the 8th is Lincoln Craft Beer Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer-week for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Here are your Week 5 high school football results. In city matchups, number 4 Waverly had a big matchup against number 5 ranked York. Waverly would win in a dominant fashion 28-0, led by Aiden Smith with 3 touchdowns. Lincoln Pius 10th would fall short against Crete in a one-score game, losing 30-26. Crete would come back to win it after being down by 10 in the fourth. Lincoln Northwest